Denver's slow train summer speeds up a bit. RTD says there's one spot where its trains won't have to crawl along anymore as they work on a fix.
Expect to have significant progress by September if it's not completed altogether.
Colorado's Republican Party chairman said here that the party isn't spending money on his campaign. Well, today we got the receipts. Together, we're helping out brain and spinal cord injury patients with home modifications so they can get back to life. And it's the great race. Our Marshall Zellinger is racing an RTD train live tonight on Next. RTD is slowly fixing the slowdown with its light rail trains. 10-mile-per-hour slow zones are still in place for 5 miles on the south side of town. But today, RTD celebrated the lifting of the slowdown order for one direction of 1 mile of track. Our Marshall Zellinger got that fresh update from RTD today and marshaled the timeline to get all the trains running again at full speed, 55 miles per hour. That timeline also not fast.
And I was given a lot of analogies today as for the reason why the GM of RTD compared it to pothole repair, just in lots of places. The assistant GM talked about cutting specific parts of rail out and replacing it. In some sections, they grind the rail. Not as cool as skateboarding. Think more like sanding your concrete floor in your basement to smooth it out. And all these repairs are happening just as slowly as the trains are moving. The light rail train arriving from Bellevue to Orchard Station was allowed to go full speed to get here, 55 miles per hour. RTD has completed repairs to that one side of track in that 1 mile stretch, but it's going to be a while before all 10-mile-per-hour zones are back to 55.
We expect to have significant progress by September if it's not completed altogether.
The repairs are because RTD discovered rail burn in certain areas of the track. That's where the wheels of the train meet the rail. If left untreated, the track could crack. But the repair to fix each rail burn takes time.
We're strategically cutting the rail to make sure that it's the right size. We have to transport the rail from our yard to the location. That in and of itself could take us an entire night. Then the cutting of and replacing of. So if we don't replace, what we're not doing is replacing the entire track between Bellevue and Orchard. So we're doing it by piecemeal.
The track damage was discovered during enhanced inspections. So was RTD not doing regular inspections?
Well, I have been leading this organization since November of 2020, and I can firmly attest that we do track inspections on a quarterly basis.
RTD General Manager Deborah Johnson defended RTD's maintenance plan. And in this letter today to state regulators, she pushed back on the Public Utilities Commission request to immediately update RTD's plan called the Transit Asset Management Plan, or TAM. She wrote, RTD's next update to its TAM plan is slated for 2025. It is not feasible for RTD to meet the PUC's request that the agency modify the TAM plan by August 30th. RTD is doing repairs overnight. It is impacting some late night trains, early morning trains, but RTD is not shutting down the line during the day to do any of this work.
Honestly, though, bottom line, I am pretty sure that Marshall Zellinger is faster than an RTD train these days. Now, of course, there's only one way to find out. He has the little running shorts on, people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the great race. Man versus machine. Is Marshall faster than an RTD train? Here's the deal. Trains are going 10 miles per hour. It is a little bit more than 1.5 miles from where Marshall is at the Alameda station, right here to the 9 News studios. At its current speed, an RTD train could cover that distance from there to here in 10 minutes. Marshall, zip up your vest. Ready, set, go. He's off and running, folks. He is going to do this on live television. If you're not familiar with Marshall, he's fast. He's headed north on Cherokee towards Alameda. 9 News is at Spear and Logan. There's our first look at the Marshall cam. Here he goes, up Cherokee towards Alameda. He told me he wasn't sure if he was going to go north through Baker or if he was going to deke to the east and go through Wash Park West. But we'll keep an eye on him over the next 10 minutes if he can beat that train. A narrow ruling out of the U.S. Supreme Court today could protect Colorado's red flag laws from legal challenges. The justices upheld a decades-old federal gun control law that's intended to protect victims of domestic violence. The Supreme Court's 8-1 decision upholds a 1994 law that bans people under domestic violence-related restraining orders from having a gun. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that majority opinion, said the law is common sense, and found that if a court has deemed somebody to be a credible threat, then they can be temporarily disarmed. Some gun control advocates and legal experts say the decision could set a precedent that protects red flag laws, like Colorado's, where people can request a court order temporarily confiscating a family member's firearms if they pose a threat to themselves or the community. The NRA argues that today's ruling has nothing to do with red flag laws. They've previously challenged those laws in a couple of states. Sentencing today for the trucker whose company tried to buy insurance just moments after his crash that killed 5 members of one family. A judge gave Jesus Puebla 11 years in prison. He was driving a semi on I-25 in Weld County in June of 2022. He slammed into the back of a car that had slowed down for traffic. His attorney blamed Puebla's company and bad brakes for the crash. A State Patrol investigation and his attorney found the truck did not have working brakes. The trucking company did not have insurance. They tried to buy it minutes after the crash. Puebla's commercial driver's license was expired. The trucker who just caused a crash that killed a man on 285 last week didn't have a CDL. Colorado has a new law increasing penalties for truckers who don't have a license. Punishment might not have stopped those crashes, but as our Kelly Rinke explains, the law at least aims to send a preemptive message.
A semi-truck carrying a load of pipes went off the edge of Highway 285. The crash killed 64-year-old Scott Miller and hurt 3 other people.
My husband would be alive today if there was more accountability on the truckers on the road.
Miller's wife, Deanne, wants changes to the trucking industry because this story is told too often in Colorado.
And nobody shut them down.
The company, Monique Trucking, has a history of violations. Inspectors before this crash found their drivers didn't have the proper licenses at least twice. Investigators had arrested Ignacio Cruz Mendoza last week for not having a commercial driver's license. And in Weld County Friday, Jesus Puebla learned his fate for that deadly crash in 2022. He was driving with an expired CDL. His company, Comanantes Trucking, also had a history of letting drivers on the road without proper licenses.
We need to actually make sure that we prevent this from happening again. And the way you do that is saying, like, look, don't give multiple chances.
Greg Fulton is the president of the Colorado Motor Carriers Association. They supported a bill that passed this session that now makes it a misdemeanor, not a traffic offense, for driving without a CDL. He says state laws can only do so much.
But it really kind of falls within the federal government and in terms of probably removing their ability to operate.
Monique Trucking was allowed to keep its trucks on the road. Their driver, Cruz Mendoza, was also in the U.S. without proper documentation. Scott Miller's family isn't focusing on the driver's immigration status. A bigger issue to them is oversight.
I don't have anything against that, but I want these people to not be doing jobs they shouldn't be doing.
She feels there were too many warning signs, too many chances for this company before her husband was killed.
Greg with the Colorado Motor Carriers Association says this problem doesn't just fall on the federal government, but he's also looking at the states where these companies are based out of. Comanantes Trucking and Monique Trucking were both have ties to California.
So you got all these layers to this. I mean, you've also got companies that are choosing to ship their freight with trucking companies that they know have stacks of violations.
Yeah, for Jesus Puebla, it was USPS that contracted with them, and it took many, many months after that deadly crash for them to decide to pull that contract. We don't know who the contractor is with this new company, but the violations are public, and companies are deciding to work with them still.
Kelly Rinke, thank you very much. All right, there's another look at Marshall Cam. I'm going to try and see where he is. Man, that thing is moving around quite a bit. I think he's still on the Baker side. I think he stayed on the Baker side of Broadway and Lincoln. See, this is a bold move by Marshall because he knows, oh, he's trying to point at me, he can hear us now. He's got 3 big road crossings that he has to navigate. He's got to get across Alameda, he's got to get across Broadway, and he's got to get across Lincoln. There he is at Logan. Oh, he is making crazy time. Are you kidding me? He's at the apartments at Logan here on Baker. I think he's just a couple of minutes away from the station. I think he's going to smoke this RTD train. Colorado GOP Chairman Dave Williams is facing calls to resign for using party resources to promote his own Republican primary campaign against another Republican for Congress. He told you here this week, that the party is not spending money on his campaign. Well, today, we literally got the receipts. The Colorado GOP's monthly campaign finance reports filed today show that the party spent more than $19,000 to support Williams' congressional campaign in just the month of May. Williams is running in the Republican primary to replace outgoing Congressman Doug Lamborn in Colorado's 5th Congressional District, El Paso County. Under Williams' leadership, the Colorado GOP has sent out a ton of emails and some mailers supporting Williams and attacking his primary opponent, conservative activist and talk show host Jeff Crank. On Tuesday, politics guy and RTD train racer Marshall Zellinger asked Williams how much the party was spending to support him and the party's other hand-picked Republican candidates, seeing how the party just dropped its neutrality rules to be able to do that.
How much has the Colorado GOP spent to help you beat another Republican? And how much has the party spent to help the 3 other endorsed candidates win their contested primaries?
There has been no direct spending from the party for myself or any of the other direct candidates.
So when the finances come out, we're going to see $0 spent to benefit Dave Williams' CD5 campaign and $0 spent for any of the other endorsed candidates?
You're not going to see anything like that.
Well, today, Williams' campaign moved the goalposts on us. They told us, quote, the party isn't out any money. They told us to wait for additional campaign finance disclosures. They refused to say whether those disclosures are going to show that maybe Williams is doing something like reimbursing the party for that spending. Former state party leaders tell us it's not unusual for a political party to front some costs for candidate mailers in the general election, since political parties get reduced postage fees. It's incredibly rare for a party to do that in a contested primary. And as we've reported, the mailers are just one way that party resources have been used to boost the chairman's campaign. Hey, would you join me next Tuesday night as we sift through live primary election results and provide analysis of what could be a defining night for the direction of both Democrats and Republicans in our state? That is next Tuesday, June 25th. I'll join you on air and on 9 News Plus as soon as the polls close, 7 o'clock. Marshall Zellinger, well rested at that point, will join me as we analyze the results through 10:30 that night. Let's check in on our man who is racing the RTD train. He is outside 9 News, folks. He is outside 9 News. He has made the turn off of Logan, and he is headed for the entrance gate. I am telling you, we knew it, and he's proving it. Marshall Zellinger is faster than an RTD train. He doesn't even look like he's pushing at this point. He's got the safety vest flapping in the breeze. He's got his dress shirt fully buttoned, tie up. He's got his little tie clip on that he wears every time. There he goes down the long hallway to the cheers of his co-workers. Look at this. He's cruising in. This is like the Boston Marathon. This is absolutely incredible. Marshall Zellinger started running in 2002. RTD's light rail started running in 1994, and Marshall Zellinger is faster than RTD's light rail. That was incredible, brother. That was incredible.
The water.
What was your you got your split? What was your split?
8:48 was it.
8:48 was your full time, but that's what, a mile and a half. Look at that. How do you feel?
It's your turn.
It's my turn now. Oh, here I got a mic for you right here. How's the traffic?
Surprisingly easier than I thought, except for what I sound like and feel like. I probably shouldn't have run this morning.
Sure.
Or eaten all day.
Sure.
But it is what it is.
Marshall Zellinger, faster than an RTD light rail train, and Marshall has never run from Denver to Longmont, but unlike RTD, he's never promised to do it and then not done it. I have not seen a beatdown like that since the hail that hit Red Rocks 1 year ago today. This was the night when that concert absolutely got deluged by hail. All those folks got pounded. When Next returns, we're going to take a look at that. We'll be right back. It was 1 year ago tonight that some wild weather started in our town. Out at Red Rocks is where they first saw it, when the hail pummeled thousands of people at the Louis Tomlinson concert. People were running for cover, trying to get into cars. They were also getting smashed up. They were hiding in bathrooms and concession stands. More than 100 people ended up with minor injuries. Red Rocks put the show on a weather delay and then said, everybody just get home. The next day, more hail hit Red Rocks and a tornado swept through Highlands Ranch. Lauren Robinson, that's one that people are going to remember because the videos out of Red Rocks were like something out of a movie.
Yeah, the worst videos of it are when you see people's welts on their skin from the hail that just pounded down on them. Today, though, we're watching for more scattered showers and isolated storms. The strongest storms today, though, are likely to fall well north and west of the Denver metro area. We have a live look over downtown Denver. A little sunny now after some brief showers pushed through earlier this afternoon. We're cooling down a bit, 84 degrees, but we have winds coming in from the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour. As we continue to monitor our HD Doppler radar, you can see a lot of scattered showers and isolated storms, but a big gap across the center of the state. And of course, that's where Denver is, so we're nice and dry here. But let's take a little tour. We did see a strong storm push its way through Grover earlier. Now it's starting to die out as it moves into the Nebraska Panhandle. We're also seeing a line of storms across the southeast from Burlington down to Eads, down to La Junta. And then you can see a storm just northwest of Colorado City. And then the southwestern corner of the state getting the heaviest storms as anticipated near the Four Corners region. Because of this, we do have severe thunderstorm watches in effect through the rest of the day out west and up north. And over the next few days, we're going to continue to see those warm temperatures just creep on in. We're in the upper 90s by Monday.
If you want to see courage and toughness, look at what happens inside the rehab clinics at Craig Hospital. You want to see hope? Watch those spinal cord and brain injury patients walk or roll out of Craig to get back to their lives. That's why this week's Word of Thanks micro-giving campaign supports the Craig Hospital Foundation's Patient Assistance Fund. That fund helps Craig patients buy specialized wheelchairs and lifts, helps them make modifications to their homes if it's not covered by insurance, even provides for scholarships they can go back to school to get a degree they can use. Scan the QR code on your screen or text the word THANKS to 303-871-1491 to get a link to donate either once this week or through a monthly donation to the Word of Thanks Fund to be split amongst all our featured nonprofits.
Everyone's smiling. I don't see anyone who's not smiling.
And that is the reason why we run around town every Friday asking people the same question. Next. Every Friday, we set out somewhere in this state to find the good news in your lives. Today's Go Skateboarding Day, so there's really only one place to go.
We're at D Park for a Go Skate Day. I just come here because I like seeing everybody go hard.
Shout out to all the skaters, a little national holiday for us.
What's Go Skate Day?
Go Skate Day is a national celebration for skateboarding, and everyone everywhere is skateboarding.
What's your good news this week, Ty?
Oh, okay, bet, I got you.
So my good news is we taught 2 young kids how to skateboard today, and it was awesome.
I mean, my good news, I'm out today. I'm out, I'm skating. Colorado weather is great.
Go ahead, tell me what's your good news today.
Good news, I got my own, starting the own company, independent, so we'll see how things go from there.
It's a great day, it's hot, everybody's showing good vibes, good love.
What's your good news today?
My good news is that I finally, for the first time in my life, feel like I understand what it means to live in the present moment and be thankful for what the actually have.
What do you love the most about the skate scene in Denver?
The hype you get from the community when you land a trick or when you've been working so long on it.
I don't see anyone who's not smiling.
It's what keeps us sane. You know, if you're ever sad, you go skate, mad, go skate, happy, go skate. Hey, that's why it's Go Skate Day.
And in the spirit of what these guys are doing, it's like I want to add to that.
So that's really what skating is.
We're back with your feedback about the man who's faster than an RTD train. Next. All the feedback is about Marshall racing the RTD train. Sean says, that was like the Ballad of John Henry. That's a deep cut. Debbie and Frederick says, you guys are in fine form today, keeping RTD, Dave Williams, and the rest of them accountable. Chris, though, says, thanks for triggering my motion sickness. That was probably the Marshall cam. That was a little herky-jerky, but it's the best you can do on the run. RJ in Loveland says, wow, not only is Marshall an outstanding reporter, he is faster than a not-so-rapid train. Bonnie says, totally entertained. Love it. I don't know what this show is going to get canceled for someday, but I can tell you this, it's going to be just as fun as that. See you next time.